Hey, happy Saturday, you guys. It's your boy Jamar, your accountability partner, back with the Car Chronicles. Y'all, it's redundant, but I'm going to say it again. Nobody's going to give you what you believe you should have in this life. You'll certainly have supporters along the way. At least most of us will. But at the end of the day, you have to still sit with yourself, figure out what it is that you want, and then work at it each and every day, whether you're doing it and you have an audience or whether you don't and you're grinding behind the scenes with no support or little support, or without having an audience. Every time I go into the gym or exercise period, I am literally mentally protesting, right? Like what I mean by that is when I'm going into the gym and I'm lifting heavier weight, and then I go home, eat more food, try to get stronger, build more muscle, and then try to hit the same weight again and then increase the weight. The weights that's holding me down is literally, in my head, all of the negative things that people might have said or negative things that I've said to myself that have attempted to stop me from progressing and growing in other areas of my life. And so every time I go into the gym and I get stronger and I get bigger and better, I look at that principle in my life, which is me overcoming all of those other obstacles in life that I might face that at one point I thought was impossible to overcome. And so I believe that I deserve to walk in my calling, right? And I have to go beyond just saying that I deserve it and actually put in the work and earn it. A lot of us, in my opinion, when we don't get the traction that we believe that we should have, or we don't have enough support, whatever that might look like, we decide to get discouraged, unfortunately, and we don't stick around long enough to see what the end result is going to be. If we don't have immediate gratification or gratification after several months, and it just looks like things are not working, or again, we don't have the likes or the support that we believe we should have on whatever this imaginary timeline that we create, then we say, all right, that's it, I'm packing up, I'm going to quit. And then oftentimes we realize, man, we probably shouldn't have quit. And we sit back and be like, wow, man, I wonder how far I would have been this time last year if I would have continued. And I know when it came to my weight loss journey and so many other areas of my life, I would have that moment where I'm like, wow, man, I wonder what the new version of me would have looked like. Same time, the next year if I would have stayed consistent. And so that's what I'm doing with my content. I'm more than just a content creator. Like, the content is important, but I'm using the content to hopefully inspire and move you to get up if you're down for whatever reason, and to figure out what your calling is. Because again, it's not going to look perfect. Like, we all assume that it's going to be all these different awards and being on large stages and stuff like that, and oftentimes it doesn't always start like that. It starts small. It starts with 1 like, 2 likes, maybe 1 comment, maybe no comments. There are so many times in which I post on social media, especially on Instagram to be exact, and I get no likes, or I get 1 like or 1 comment. I'm not doing it for the likes. I'm not doing it for the comments. Now, am I human and sometimes my flesh looks at the stats? Absolutely. Like, that's my flesh, and it does do that, and that's just me being honest with you. But I have to remember, right, like, why am I putting myself on this timeline of where I believe I should be when I just need to trust God throughout this entire process and stay consistent? If there's anything that you all get from any of my videos, especially if you've been following me for the last 2 years, like, you just have to be consistent. You don't have to be perfect. Don't worry about all the likes and what you got or what you don't have right now. Just have the belief that you deserve more, and then work hard each and every day and keep grinding. And eventually, all of those days and hours and months and times, all that stuff is going to build up and then end up, at some point, turning out big and influencing and inspiring a lot of people. Again, like I've told you all before, and then I'm done. I don't want a ton of followers. What I'm trying to build is community. So I know Instagram, TikTok is like, man, how many followers I got? Or, they market like, hey, do this post to get all these followers. I don't want followers. I want a community, an online community of people that are getting after what they believe their calling is. So if you are a follower, I appreciate it, but I don't need any more followers. What I need is community members, other accountability partners out there that are grinding in whatever area it is that they believe that God has called them to do, and continuing to stay consistent no matter what life throws at them. No matter if you got $2, no matter if you got $1 million, no matter if you know what I'm saying, you're losing something that you care about, you know what I mean, versus you know, getting everything that you cared about, you know what I mean. Like, you have to show up even on your worst days, because that right there is what's going to make you stand out, and you don't have to be perfect. So I'm off my soapbox. I want you all to have a phenomenal weekend. Again, thank you all for your continued support. I love you guys. If you're not following me on YouTube yet, please, you know, hit that subscribe button. I'll leave the link at the bottom of this video for those that stayed around. Love you guys, and talk to you soon.